everyone, this is Sam Create the Heart, and I am back with my Concord and Ninth virtual retreat, the projects. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what of the kit I'm going to be keeping and what is going to be showing up in a D-stash. And the D-stash will be posted sometime when this video posts, the same day. So maybe like an hour after, I don't know, it just depends on when it all gets done. So for those of you who don't know, I think this is the 4th summer camp that the Concord and Ninth has done, and basically it's a virtual retreat, and they do it like a summer camp. It's very well done. It's very fun. I'm not keeping a lot of the stuff, and it's not because the items that we got aren't great. It's mainly because I have a ton of stuff, and I need to be more thoughtful about what I really am going to be using again. So there's nothing wrong with some of this stuff. It's just, it's me. It's not them, it's me. So let's get into it. It is basically 2 days of crafting. The first day is, I'm going to give you this little book so you can get a little thing. The first day is their opening ceremonies. The second day is the meat of it. So it's going to be, let's see, 4 classes. And then they have what's called a campfire, which is basically little fun games and things that they do as though it's a real summer camp. And then Sunday is 2 classes. This time they had a crafty hour with Simon Hurley. And then they have their closing ceremonies. And so they announced that instead of doing, I forget what they call them, they do these little like 1 day, 2 class things that they've been doing sort of in the spring. They're going to actually be doing a winter retreat, which is going to be held in February. So it'll be winter and not holiday. So that's kind of fun. And then all of the projects and doohickeys are in here. So just to recap some of the items that we got in our kit, we got this little mini solar paste, and we got to use this, so that was fun. You had the option to buy or not buy the ink cubes. They had released some new colors, and so these new colors are ones I don't have. I don't think I have any of these, and so I opted to get the inks because I knew that I would keep them, because they're not duplicates. We also got some dewdrops, which got used in the class. We got some brads. There I have a couple left. We got some sequins, which I thought we were going to do some sort of shaker, but we didn't do a shaker, so just some sequins. We got a cabin die. To recap, this will be something I'm not keeping. And so this is the cabin die for Wildberry. So basically these could be olives, it could be grapes, it could be berries, and then there's all these little sentiments. And so this is going to be going in my D-stash because it's just not for me. So let's get into it. So the very first class that we did, I'm going to have to do my little cheat sheet here, was Laura, was it Laura Basson? I feel like it was not Laura Basson. I think the first class that we did was Laura Basson, and it was this one. Okay, I did do it in order. Was Laura Basson, and we made 2 cards. The kit that we got, or the products we got, is this Lovely Day stamp set. So it's this large flower and large leaf, and then some really pretty sentiments. And then there was a stencil, and then there was a die that went with that. And so I am not keeping those. They're going into my D-stash. And so the cards that we made was this one and this one. These are the 2 cards that we made. I just have lots of flowers. I just do. And I'm just probably not going to pull this out again, which is why it's going into the D-stash. However, I enjoyed the process of this. We did some ink blending, and we used that Simon Hurley solar paste for the centers, which I thought was fun. And then this card, I really, really love this die, Lovely Day, which comes in the die set, but not enough to pull that out and keep it. It's very pretty. So that's what we did here. And then the second one was a turnabout, and the person who did the turnabout was Megan Andrew, which I wasn't really familiar with Megan Andrews. So this is actually going in the destash. If I can find the turnabout jig, I think I'll be including that because I have at least 2 turnabout jigs already. The thing that made this one kind of fun was it's in 2 pieces. So you have your leaves on a separate stamp and you have your flowers on a separate stamp. So what you would do is you would do a turnabout process with the flowers and then pull that off and then do the turnabout process with the leaves. And you would stamp that 4 times in 4 different colors. And that way your leaves would be in a different color profile than your leaves. And then there's all these kind of fun little sentiments. And it comes with the, the little acetate things that help you line it up. But you can see that. So they're showing it kind of like what it looks like with both of them, but you would do them separately because they wouldn't fit otherwise. So yeah, so you would just do the flowers and then you would do the leaves. You could just do leaves, you could just do flowers if that's what you want, or if you want to have this combo thing. So they're separate. So that's kind of a cool concept. I don't know that I have anything that has it separate like that. However, I have a ton of background-y types of flowers, including ones where I can stencil different colors. And so that's the reason why it's going, into the destash. And so the other thing that we get with it is the die, which I really like, and you're going to see on these cards here using the die. So I'm going to show you guys that. So this is one of the cards that we made, and I screwed up a little bit on my placement of my stamp. So that's on me. So I still think it looks good. So we use that little scalloped square for our sentiment in the middle, and so you have an idea of what that one looks like. And then this one just used the other little stamps and then the little flower die as well as the sentiment. Thanks for being you. To give you an idea of what that was. Then next, this was JC Gaspar, and it's just not really my style. I struggled a little bit with it. I still think the cards came out very nice. He's much more artistic, which is probably why I do really well when it's like Jennifer McGuire and like Carissa Wiley and even Laura Basson. They sort of craft on the level more of where I'm at, which is, someone who is not necessarily artsy. You know what I mean? Like, he's very artistic. And so I struggled a little bit with his class. His was a strictly dyes class. So we had this blended blooms die, which is a beautiful die. If I didn't already have a couple of dies in my stash already that do flowers, I might be tempted to keep this because the flowers are really pretty. He made them, I think he did some things to make them more 3D. I didn't do that. I made mine flat, but you can see that they still look really pretty flat. So this was a very pretty die. And then this is the sentiments that go with it. So in my destash, I would also include the sentiments. And these are the cards that we made. We made 2 cards. So we have this one right here. And you can see it's very pretty even with my terrible ink blending. So, because you don't really, yeah. So anyway, I think they still come out nice. And then this card right here. So these are the 2 cards we made. And like I said, he fluffed his flowers out and made them much more 3D, and mine are much more flat. And I think I would put maybe a dewdrop in the middle. I think I might go back and do that, actually. I think that would be, let's see how that looks. So I struggled with it, and I've struggled with another class that he taught as well, and sometimes the styles just don't match up, and that happens. But I enjoyed the process, and I loved seeing how, how this all looked with his style too. It was very, very pretty. So, yeah, you could do, you know, something in the center. I mean, it comes with some centers that you could do, but here's some dewdrops, and I think that's pretty. So there you go. Finish that card off. And then next we had this donut one by Carissa Wiley. So I'm keeping this one for now, mainly, and I have donut things already. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I really like this die right here. And I also like how the donuts are. So you could cut 3 donuts out, and then you could count 2 tops, 3 tops, kind of in one go. So I liked that we got multiple donut dies. I also like this really large die, and I don't know, I just like it, so I'm keeping this one. Which we also got these fun sort of sprinkles and icing enamel pieces that could go on top of your donuts, so you don't have to cut pieces out. I mean, it comes with like the little dots, which are, I think, a pain, but I think you're better off doing something else than using those, trying to use those little dots. But so we got that, and then it comes with this really large stamp set, which I like. And then you've got these sprinkles type stamps, so you could stamp out your donut toppings if you wanted to do that. But I love it. I love how big it is, and so this one was fun, and I'm going to keep that. So these are the 2 cards that we made. This one, which is Don't Ever Forget. It's very cute. So that was a fun card to make. I think it looks pretty fun. This one was supposed to be a trifold, and I missed the memo on how to make the trifold, but I'm okay with it. So this is what the inside looks like. I love that. I think it's totally adorable. And like I said, this die is really cute, and you could do other goodies in this sort of format with this die. And I just really love that. So it's like a donut box, but you could put other sweets in here. You know, you can make this into a shop window. And so I just really like that die. So I'm definitely keeping this donut one because it's got some unique qualities. And that's what I'm looking for, because I honestly have a lot of stuff. I've done destashes of stuff, and everyone knows I have a ton of stuff. So it's got to be something I really love or something unique. So this one right here was taught by Jennifer McGuire, and I thought for sure this would end up in my destash, but it is not. I'm keeping it. Oh, here's the jig. That with that. This is a little tool that helps you do the turnabouts. I'm keeping it because she, not only the cards that we made were, I think, fun, even though it has this kind of funky person. I loved her samples, and then seeing those samples made my brain work and going, oh, I could do so many other different things using this technique. So I got sold on it after, you know, seeing Jennifer do it, make the card, but also giving us these great ideas on how to use this die. You don't have to use a strange person. So this is the die, and it's kind of weird looking. There's really only 3 essential pieces to this die, and that is this one right here, the main circle, and then there's this little piece right here. So really, the rest of it is just decoration. You don't necessarily need all those pieces, but, you know, it's nice to have because there are some really usable pieces in here. There is this cloud piece, which could also be a ground. There's these clouds and a moon and stars, and then this wonderful sentiment, which says wonderful. So that. And then we also got this stencil, which I actually really like a lot. This is a very simple stencil, but sometimes that's what I'm looking for. And this just does some stars. And so that came in our kit. And then this die, which I have no idea on a stamp set. I don't know why it's like... And so these stamp sets or these stamps are sort of made to kind of go in the windows and all of that. And then you've got some other stars and things here. I really like that a lot. So here are the cards that we made. So I could do it on this side as well because it's sticking out. So it's very cool. Right? How freaking stinking cute is that? So there's that one. And then we did this one right here, which is how stinking cute is that? So she showed in her sample a watermelon in here, and she had it down below. So she switched it around so that it was like the twirly part was in the bottom. She also showed this one where it was like clouds all the way up, and she had like a heart here, but you could do like a unicorn. And I was just thinking all the different things you could do, maybe an under the sea. So my brain started working all these different things of how I can utilize other collections in my craft room. So I freaking loved that. And then last is the greenhouse greeting dies. So this one is going in the stash -1 die. So I'll show you that die. And I'm also keeping the stamp set because I like it. So, but this other part of this die is going in there. And so you get the banner, you get this hello, which fits in the banner. You get all the pieces to make the box, as well as all of the greenery. That's all going to be included in there. I just took one die out that I'm keeping, and I'm keeping the little stamp set, which is just a general stamp set. It just fits the die. And the reason, and there's many reasons, but one reason is when I did their, God, I forget what they call it, but they had their holiday-ish event where we got 2 classes, and I loved both of those. But we had a gingerbread house. And this is the same exact box, only instead of it making like, instead of turning that gingerbread house into a gingerbread house, they turned it into a greenhouse, which I could, in theory, turn that one into a greenhouse if I wanted to. So that's why I'm not keeping it, because I already have something that does almost the same exact thing. So this is the box, and so she had it where it opens like this. I actually just did not put the top on, because if I was to give it, I probably would give, like if I was going to put treats in here, then I probably would just leave the top open, and then it could be easily taken on and off. If you sealed it, you could hang a string, and it could be like an ornament on your tree. Like you could decorate it all different ways. You could decorate it Halloween. Like it definitely could be a Halloween vibe, you know? So it's very, very cool. And a die like this is probably going to sell for like $40. Easy. But like I said, I already have it. It's the gingerbread house. It's the same size and everything. It's constructed exactly the same. So that's why I'm not keeping this. Not because it's not totally cool, because it is. So we made that box. We also made a card. And so I did not cut out tons of greenery like she did. So she had like greenery. Well, I'll show you the card that was the sample so you can get an idea. You can see that. So she had it all running around. I didn't do that. I didn't cut out that much stuff. I don't know if I just forgot or what happened. But anyway, I just cut out a few things, and I did not, for some reason, cut out the actual banner, which is what you're supposed to do, and then these are supposed to fit on the banner, but I did not do that. I don't know if I missed the memo on that, but I didn't feel like going back and doing it. So I didn't, and I just used the piece that I already had to do the hello, you know, and then I used my little butterflies that we're supposed to cut out, and so it also can make a pretty cool card. So there you go. And so that is going to be in the D-stash. So the piece that's not going to be in there will be this piece right here, because I'm keeping this piece. because I like the stamp set. And I'm keeping this little stamp set because it's very basic. I also like these funky dots and the little heart, and I thought this would be something that I could have at my desk and use very easily for tags, for example. And so that's why I'm keeping this, you know, because that just makes sense. My thoughts are that it was a fun event. It's always well done. Sometimes I keep everything. The winter classes, I loved the stuff we got. It was very unique. I didn't have anything really, I mean, I have a lot of gingerbread stuff, but I didn't have anything quite like that. So I kept it. This, unfortunately, I have so much of stuff that if it's floral, I'm very picky now about whether I keep it or not, because I just have a lot of florals. So anyway, if you are interested in picking this up, I'm also going to be including a couple of things from the Spellbinders Weekender event that I did. I happen to love almost everything out of that, so there's only a handful of things I'm going to be including in that D-stash. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any thoughts about this event, let me know. I recommend it. It is pricey, so make sure that you do like C9 products before you do the event. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be disappointed because it is a pricey event. It is around $300. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is Sandy Crane with the Heart.